So with me recently doing the worst superhero suit downgrades, it made me think of what are some of the best comic book accurate superhero suits we've seen in live action. So with that in mind, I went straight into research mode using my own shitty memory, and I ended up coming up with a list of 15 of what I feel like are some of the best comic book accurate superhero suits we've ever seen. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get into it. When it comes to this suit, I'm honestly still blown away that they were able to pull this off. I really thought for the longest that they ever tried this in live action, it definitely would have looked goofy as fuck, but they actually ended up pulling it off, and on top of that, they even gave us a sleeveless look, and I ain't even gonna lie to you, when he put the mask on, I low-key did go crazy because it definitely completed the look. Now the reason this suit is at 15 is while it is comic book accurate, there is actually a couple things about it that isn't comic book accurate, like the random panel lining as well as the blue stripe, but nonetheless, it is a really good adaptation of the comic book suit in live action. With that being said, let's slide into the next one.
Fucking A! Perfect! FYI, your tailor is a predator, but no camel toe, new car smell, and yes, your underwear is getting tight.
Now, it was only right for me to do the Deadpool suit since I did just do the Wolverine suit. Now, just like the Wolverine suit, this is almost one-to-one accurate with the comic book suit, although there is a couple details it is on the suit that the comic book suit does not have, and that's exactly why it's sitting at 14 right beside Wolverine, because while we do have matching things like the brown belt and pattern on the suit, there is a bunch of added gold pieces all over the suit that's absent from the comic book suits.
Down.
Now when it comes to this suit, it is actually my personal favorite Flash suit, and while it is almost one-to-one comic book accurate, there definitely is a couple things off about it. One, starting with the color, it definitely needs to be a little bit brighter, and just like the previous suits I did look at, it has a bunch of random panel lining and zippers that you just don't see on the comic book suit. Now again, this is my personal favorite Flash suit, so when it comes to everything I just pointed out, I personally like it. I like the extra armor look, I like the darker red, but again, it's not one-to-one comic book accurate, and that's exactly why I sitting at number 13.
Oh, yes. Classic John Byrne. Man, now, you fought the Hulk in this outfit, no?
Now, just like the Wolverine suit we recently went over, this suit is pretty close to being one-to-one comic book accurate, but again, we got random panel lining as well as a different type of belt, but when it comes to everything else, I ain't gonna lie, this suit is definitely peak, and I'm hoping we see it in a future movie.
Oh, green!
I know, right? Not bad, huh?
Now when it comes to this suit, nobody really talks about it because of how bad the movie actually was, but when you take a step back and you actually look at it, it really is a decent live action adaptation of the comic book suit minus the glowing lines. That's honestly the only thing throwing this suit off is the weird glowing lines and the fact that you can see his feet. But yeah, even with the suit being hated for being fully CGI, I personally don't think it was that bad. At least it was pretty close to the comic book suit, because who knows, we probably could have had something even worse. Now when it comes to this Flash suit, it literally fixes everything else I was talking about on the previous Flash suit, and to be honest, depending on what comic book you're looking at, this suit is literally one-to-one accurate with it. From the gold belt to the gold boots all the way to the lightning bolts on the arms, this thing is literally a perfect comic book accurate Flash suit.
Come with me before you do any more damage, Max.
No.
Now whether you liked or hated this version of Wonder Woman, you can't deny the fact that her suit wasn't almost one-to-one comic book accurate. There's only some slight differences between this suit and the comic book version, like the tiara on her head as well as the brown straps around her suit, but even then this suit is damn near perfect compared to the comic book suit. Now I ain't even gonna lie, when it comes to this suit or this version of Batman, I never personally liked it, and in my opinion, he looks fat as hell, but the crazy part about that is, it is actually extremely accurate to the Dark Knight Returns. This specific version of Batman is bulky as hell, therefore making the Ben Affleck suit even more comic book accurate. These suits are literally the same exact suit, the ears are the same, the bat symbol's the same, the belt's the same, everything is the same. The only real noticeable difference is on the Batfleck suit, you do have a bunch of extra detailing, and that's honestly about it. Even with me personally not liking the suit, I still can't deny the fact that this is definitely a really good comic book accurate Batman suit. Here is yet another suit that is almost perfectly comic book accurate. The only real difference with this suit and the comic book suit is the fact that the sleeves don't wrap all the way around the hands, and there is a couple differences with the belt, but besides that, it pretty much is almost one-to-one accurate with the comic book counterpart. I to this day still enjoy this TV series, and I personally feel like it's one of the best live action incarnations of Superman we ever got. Same thing goes for the suit. I honestly feel like it doesn't get the recognition it deserves, especially considering that this is how the suit used to look. Again, we have yet another suit that is almost perfectly one-to-one accurate with the comic book suit. The only real difference with this suit compared to the comic book suit is the cutouts on the chest, the weird armor pieces, as well as the different belt. But besides that, I really do like how this suit looks, and is yet another suit that is almost one-to-one accurate with its comic book counterpart. Now, this is another suit that I honestly felt like if they ever tried it in live action, it definitely was going to come out looking goofy. But as y'all can see, that isn't the case at all, because they were definitely able to pull it off, and I personally really like how this suit looks. And on top of that, it's literally one-to-one accurate with this comic book counterpart. From the gold scales on the top of the suit all the way to the green fins coming out the gauntlets, it is literally one-to-one picture perfect. Now, from here on out, every suit is going to be just like this one and be perfectly comic book accurate. If you are enjoying the video so far, do me a huge favor by hitting that like button. It really helps out the video as well as the channel. With that being said, let's get into the next one. Now, when it comes to this suit, I honestly don't have nothing to say about it, because as y'all can see, it is perfectly comic book accurate. So with that being said, let's slide into the next one. Now, this is also a suit I feel like nobody really talks about, and for the time this movie came out in, this is probably one of the most comic book accurate adaptations of a comic book suit that we ever got during this time period, because back then they were terrified of making actual comic book accurate suits because they thought it would never be taken serious. But as y'all can see, this suit is one of the best comic book adaptations of a comic book suit that we've ever seen. Even compared to some of the more accurate suits we're getting now, the spike placement's the same, even the jacket's the same, the belt's the same. This thing is literally head to toe accurate.
I'll put this on this crest. I made a promise to keep fighting.
This is yet another suit I really don't have too much to say about, because as y'all can see, it is literally perfectly comic book accurate, and there's literally no differences between this suit and the comic book version at all, therefore making it one of the best live action superhero suits we've ever gotten.
Excuse me.
That's a bad.
And when it comes to this suit, y'all already know it's literally just straight up Superman, no extra padding, no random lines, literally just a comic book accurate man and a comic book accurate superhero suit, therefore making it the best comic book accurate superhero suit we've ever seen on screen. Y'all let me know down in the comments if y'all agree with my list, and let me know if there is any suits that I did miss out on. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and if you did enjoy today's video at any point in time, definitely smash that like button. With that being said, until then I'm out, stay tuned.